All right, Dave, thank you very much. Well, it's estimated more than 10 million Americans suffer from peripheral artery disease, a condition that could put you at higher risk for a heart attack or stroke. And this morning, we have news about a free screening that could save your life. Coming up this weekend, and joining us this morning with more, here he is, Dr. Glenn Schwartzberg. Great to see you, Glenn.
Good morning. How are you?
And that's showing the colors, wearing that purple tie.
I was happy about Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, talk about peripheral artery disease. There are people that are listening right now that could have it, don't even know it.
Yeah, the disease process of hardening of the arteries is really brought on by exercise. It's the analogy that I tell patients that come to me in my office, that the muscles in your leg are like your car engine. If you have a clogged fuel filter or a dirty air filter, sitting at a stoplight, you'll do fine. You try to get on the interstate, it's not going to work too well. Same thing with your legs. When you try to walk, because of the increased blood flow needed to maintain muscle metabolism, you can't do it. So your muscles cramp up, you feel weak, you feel like you can't take another step, like you got weights tied around your legs. And those are signs of vascular occlusive disease. Many times the older population will think it's their joints, rheumatism, arthritis, whatever, but it's really not.
Yeah, it could be that disease that you're talking about, and then that could lead to something much worse.
Well, and there is a very strong association between arterial occlusive disease and coronary disease. So it's not just sort of a lifestyle issue, it could be a life-ending issue.
So the screening that you're doing this Saturday is something that actually could pick this up and could save somebody's life.
Absolutely. Besides the life, the limbs, because it dramatically alters your lifestyle, obviously, if you lose a limb or you're incapacitated in that fashion.
Talk about the screening. There's a lot of screenings in the news recently, and we see a lot of screenings, whether it's mammograms for prostate cancer, colon cancer, that kind of thing, and people are leery about that, but this one is free and easy.
This is totally totally painless. There is no fasting, there is no preparation for this. You just have to have the certain symptoms where you're going to get the benefit from the screening. We're going to screen for patients that may have occlusive disease in their legs, as well as patients that may have occlusive disease in their carotid arteries, which could put them at risk for having a stroke.
Who do you want to see at this screening?
Well, there are certain criteria, and the screeners at the Baton Rouge General will help you decide if you're going to be, if this can be advantageous to you. But it's patients that have the symptoms that I talked about with their legs, patients that have the risk factors for hardening the arteries, which are high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, history of coronary disease, family history. All those things put you at increased risk for having occlusive disease.
Now, you've done these screenings before, and I mean, you don't have to mention any names, but do you remember, like, when you were screening somebody, you saw a patient that you found something and it was just totally unbelievable?
Oh, yeah, and the patients had no idea that they were kind of sitting on a time bomb. So it's very obviously rewarding to me, and it helps change patients' outcomes and patients' lifestyle, but I'll be able to pick these things up before they dramatically impact the patient's life.
It's a free screening. It's coming up this weekend, but you really need to call and make an appointment.
Absolutely. There are only certain time slots available. You have to have an appointment. You can't just walk in. So.
All right. Well, we'll have much more information on our tune-in page. Thank you so much for joining us, and we invite you to come back anytime to talk about that.
Love to.
You know, we were talking about the Saints. You were in Tulane Stadium when the Saints kicked off their life.
That's right, when John Gilliam ran the touchdown back.
Isn't that unbelievable?
So I'm glad to see them come as far as they've come. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Glenn Schwartzberg, thanks for being here.
Thank you.